Hello traders, welcome to the Thursday forecast. So I'm in a bit of a hurry. We're going to have to make this a bit quicker than usual. But the market is kind of range bound, so there is nothing to talk about really. I was in one trade on the Aussie US dollar, a really good trade, a really high probability setup. We will take a look at it, but first Euro US dollar. So what I was seeing right here, I was seeing this nice descending, breaking with wicks, clear descending, price was ready to reverse to the upside, and then we did start getting some evidence. So we got this candle, not enough a push, left a wick, another candle again left a wick, and then this one looked really good, but I didn't want to enter. I didn't want to get in on a pending long order because it would kind of have to engulf these three candles. It was a good setup, but it was not a high probability textbook no-brainer, so I just didn't want the price to engulf these three candles. That's why I did not have a pending order on, so I did not get tagged into the trade at this level. Maybe some traders did place a pending order, and then they would now be taken out for a bit of a profit. Again, what happened, we broke the high, left huge double wicks, retraced, got a V reversal right here, and then got another V reversal right here. So currently I'm expecting a range in this leg like this, and I'm seeing if maybe after the range we do continue to the downside. So like this, maybe we do continue. In that case, I'm looking for a short. That is a high probability pattern. After a V reversal, we get a range and then we push down. That's kind of the only thing I'm looking for. I mean, it's looking pretty range bound in this area. This V signaling volatility. Price has no real direction. It's moving up, moving down erratically. So we need to wait for it to clear up again. Tomorrow is Friday, the last day of the trading week. Not really sure we will get the setup. It's not looking promising at this point, but it is what it is. It is the game of trading. So Euro Japanese yen, no setup here. I mean, there was a flag did form, so this would be the flag. As you can see, first low, first high, second low, second high. Entry candle is the first bearish candle. For me personally, I was seeing a clear momentum shift in these three candles. I didn't want to enter in on a flag after this momentum shift, and this impulse looked kind of weak. I was seeing weakness in the impulse. Small candles, blue candles, so things were just a bit off about this one. And the entry candle left a huge wick to the downside. You have to weigh all of the conditions and then you have to decide. I decided to stay out. Good decision because it would be a 1% loss, so it's good that I did not enter on a short right here. We then broke the high, retraced. I'm expecting further range bound price action, of course, in this general area. Do watch out for liquidity zones. As you can see, we tapped into the upper liquidity zone and retraced, exactly what I'm blabbering on about each trade recap. If this happens, expect a larger range. And do see how the price reacts in these areas. Do we actually get an uptrend or a downtrend? Do we actually get some nice conviction? That is the most important part. Do we get consecutive candles to the upside or to the downside, signaling a trend, or do we just break and retrace and continue ranging in this general area? Now for the Aussie US dollar, I was in a long trade right here. So let's take it back. Let's use the replay function. So after this candle, what I was seeing? Well, I was seeing a really high probability setup, especially on the Aussie US dollar. I have seen it play out a couple of times now. Sometimes I have been in, sometimes I have stayed out. This time I was in, and unfortunately it was a loss. It has a really good win rate and it brings a lot of percentage, but this time it did lose. So what is that setup? Well, it's when we range here. You can see we just ranged around. Then we descend into this lower liquidity area. We started to descend, we're breaking the lows, retracing, then we reverse to the upside by using the fuel from this descending into the liquidity area. We push to the upside, we have a pullback, and we continue to the upside with a clean close. That is a high probability pattern. All of this is taken into account. So the range, the descending, the push up, the small pullback, the continuation, and the clean close. Textbook stuff. I had my order after this candle closed. Then we got this retrace candle. It was a bit of an aggressive retrace, but when you compare it to this simple candle and that it is a high probability setup, I was not concerned. Got tagged in and tagged out for a 1% loss on this one. Again, textbook trade would take it again. So unfortunately, it did end up being a loss. Now we're getting a V reversal. I'm expecting a range, push down, and then I'm getting in on the downtrend like this. That is kind of the only thing to expect. Overall price is still stuck in this range, so not really seeing a trend soon, but it can happen. Right here I was seeing this pattern. It was inside of this larger range, but it didn't concern me. This pattern was really high probability. So yeah, that's it for AU. Let's see if this V reversal plays out as I have just forecasted. If it doesn't, look for a trend up or a trend to a downside. Really simple. That's the only thing you can look for. Aussie Japanese yen, kind of a similar setup right here. So we had this range, we pushed up, broke the high, retraced, broke the high, got some momentum, but retraced straight away. So this was not the same as the Aussie US dollar because we broke into the upper liquidity area, retraced, and then broke the high again and retraced. So it was just ascending to the upside. There was no momentum behind it. For me personally, I was not seeing a good potential setup here. So now we're getting a V reversal as on most of the pairs. I'm expecting a range, push down, and then look for a short, or look if this may be, well, you know the drill. Look, if we get an uptrend, then look to buy. But because of the V reversal, current flavor is to go sideways or to push down and get a downtrend. For the pound, really simple analysis. I'm looking for only one setup on the pound. I've just made a video about that setup, so definitely check it out. It was published, I think, 2 hours ago. So I'm looking for a push, small pullback, another break, and then a retest. High probability setup, kind of the only one that works on the pound for me, at least the only one I'm trading. The flags don't even work out, so I'm just sticking to waiting for a large impulse, small pullback, continuation, and then a break and retest trade. We get in on this retest of the most recent high and buy. So that's it for the pound. Nothing here currently. We're just going from a descending into an ascending. You can see we broke the high, left a huge wick, retraced, broke the high again, retraced. Now we're getting a V reversal. So the highest probability for this is to go down as are all of the pairs. Then we do have the New Zealand and the Japanese yen. So for this one, this is the last one. We did have this sort of a descending, but I was just not seeing a clean structure or some clean price action. I mean, we had this V reversal also. This was the most recent high. We broke it, continued, but then we left a huge wick here, retraced, and then we broke and also left a large wick. So this close was not good enough. This would be the entry area, and the price would have to show us an aggressive retrace. Especially on the Japanese pairs, aggressive retrace is something that we should really be careful of. This was definitely an aggressive retrace. So because of the wick and because of this large retrace, I was not looking for any sort of trades. And this time I did save 1% because it would have been a loss. So yeah, now currently I'm seeing if this V reversal will play out. We get a range, we push down, look to sell short. Or if this does push up, then look for it to start trending up. Really simple. Again, tomorrow is Friday. On Friday, usually we get the Friday sell-off. All of the pairs start going down. If they start trending down, we will look to sell, but it's not really promising. The whole market is a bit range bound, So in one day, kind of things are not expected to change, especially on a Friday. So I would say be patient for the next week and we will see what setups we get. I'll see you guys in the next trade recap and forecast, and that would be it.